Right, let's talk about Fino Payments Bank. That is a stock on our radar. Reported a weak set in the second quarter. Sequential weakness continued across the segments of the company. The stock is holding higher today, but just keep an eye out on the long-term performance. We have Rishi Gupta, who's the managing director and the CEO of the company, joining in to discuss the numbers in detail. Thanks a lot, Rishi, for joining in. Before we get to the numbers, there were complaints about misappropriation of funds, and I quote that Fino Payments Bank has received complaints from one of its clients in Mumbai and some of its merchants that through email for non-receipt of payment of funds pertaining to or invested in potential fictitious schemes allegedly floated by some of the employees of the bank in their personal capacity. That is a matter of a bit of concern. Can you throw some light on what the amounts are out here and what is it that you've done to assuage these concerns?
So, good morning. The investigation prima facie indicates that there were some unauthorized actions and misrepresentations by the alleged staff, so as to also contributory negligence and possibility of collusion on the part of certain complainants. The bank has taken necessary actions against that. There has been no legal case which has been filed till date. We have taken actions against the concerned employees as such. We don't expect that there will be any legal or any liability or impact on us. We also appointed KPMG as to do a conduct a full independent investigation, and we are confident that we are on top of it.
What is the amount here that we're talking about?
So as of now, there has been no amount which has been firmed as such, because there is no legal case or any complaint filed against the company.
Okay, all right. Then let's move on. Let's talk about business then, Rishi. I'm looking at the half-year mark. Your, total amount of CASA accounts are at around 91 lakh. By the end of this year, where does this number headed to? Point number one. And point number two, CASA and CMS. They now contribute close to 30% of your business. Earlier, it was around 25%. Where is that number headed as well? So give us both these two details.
So as a company, our strategy has been around TAM. TAM means transactions to accounts to monetization. So transaction actually becomes the hook for which the customer actually comes in. Our cost of acquiring a customer on our own platform is very low because of the hook product which we have created. We have 91 lakhs accounts as of 30th September. We expect that we'll continue with the momentum of 7.5 to 8 lakh accounts per quarter, which we have been adding. Our stated objective is to reach 2 crore customers in the next 3 years, and we are on top of it. Secondly, coming to your CASA and CMS question, we grew from 24% to 30% in the last 1 year. Looking at the growth which we are seeing on this and the renewal incomes which are also adding to it, we expect that this will contribute to nearly 40% of our total income over the next 12 to 18 months. And we are also on track on that as well.
All right. And what about a couple of other things as well? Physical was earlier 80% of your loan mix, and now throughput mix. Digital was something that you were looking to increase. That's point number one. Where does that go? And secondly, the take rate. Loans for partner banks earned you a take rate of anywhere between 1 to 2.5%. Where does that number settle?
So on the digital, so we started as a physical company, and you would remember we have merchants across the country, covering around 95% of the country as well. So over the last few years, we have been focusing on how do we grow our digital business on top of our physical reach. And we are very happy to say that the people at the hinterlands, rural India, have also have taken up digital in a big way. So digital has been growing at a phenomenal pace, now contributes nearly 27% of our total throughput as such. We expect that this number will continue to grow. To put a number on digital, because digital has surprised everybody in the last couple of years, we expect reaching 35 to 40% in the next 1 year will not be out of proportion as such. Secondly, on your question on the NIM per se, largely we have balances from savings accounts and current accounts, which are at a low or around mid of 2% or so. We are able to invest that money in government securities around 7%. So we are right now earning around 4.5% NIM on our AAA security, which is there with us right now. So both on the NIM as well as on the digital, we see a positive traction coming in the next has been there for the last 2.5 years. We expect that to continue going forward as well.
Okay, final question before we let you go. You're looking at converting to a SFB, Small Finance Bank. What's the update out there? By when does that happen?
So SFB is a process which has to go through its own path. We already have the board approval. We are in the process of filing our application with the regulator. Once the application is filed, the regulator will take its time to go through the entire application, the due diligence on the bank. Post the approval, when it comes, Reserve Bank of India normally gives 18 months time to convert to a new entity. So you can expect that anything between 2 to 2.5 years is a time frame one would look at from an SFB point of view. But let me say that we have already started the journey. We are focusing a lot on ownership of customers, and you can see from the numbers that our total business on ownership on CASA has grown substantially in the last 1 or 2 years, and we continue to grow that path.
All right, take that point. Thank you so much for joining in and giving us the details, Rishi, on a whole host of issues. So that is Fino Payments Bank. Reported their second quarter numbers. The stock over the last 3 months or so has seen a bit of a dip of almost 25-26% but longer term, it is up 30% in the last 6 months or so. Today, holding up with a gain of 2%. So there's the 3-month move, and if you look at the 6-month move, you would see it is higher by about 30%. Take a short break, come back. On the other side, we have the management of Genius Power. Jitendra Kumar Agarwal, who's a joint managing director, joins in to discuss their business outlook. Hey, thank you for watching this on CNBC TV18. Hope you liked it. For more such interesting news and updates, follow CNBC TV18 on all the social media platforms.